Good boy. Now, the rekenneling time is really important, not only because that's when you hide the next treat, but it gives their brain a chance to take a minute, and just kind of digest what just happened. Also, please make sure you have water in there, because this is really hard work for them sniffing all the time, so it gives them a chance to take a drink, reset their brain, and get ready for the next search. In a normal circumstance, you would not treat them for going into the kennel. That's just part of the game. But I found that because these dogs, the last thing they want to do here is go back in a kennel, I throw a piece of meat in there to make that part of the reward as well. It just kind of helps. And I have to say, don't be discouraged if they don't take to it right away. It took me about 4 months to get Champion to go in that kennel. And then one day, he just flipped a switch, and he got it. And he got in the kennel, and he understood the whole routine, and it was amazing. And I didn't think that was going to happen. Well, you get tricky, and that's kind of what I have to do with Marshall as well, and we can kind of show you some of that. If you have a big search area, often what I would do is I would hide one over here, and while he was sniffing, I would really quick come up here and with my second container, hide one over here, and then you just kind of play bait and switch. Marshall is one of those I have to do that with. He will not get back in the kennel. Okay, let's go find it. And the more you work with your dog, the more you're gonna get to know his style, because they each definitely have very specific styles of searching. We're gonna get Huck out later, and you'll see a very different style of searching. But I find it very interesting to see how they work, because you can see oftentimes they'll be sniffing and they'll catch the scent and their head will jerk, and you'll see them follow it. Good boy. And again, if they are sniffing, you don't need to intervene, because that means they're working. I've had searches go on for 2 minutes before, but the dog was enjoying it, sniffing, working, having a great time. The only time I would intervene is if they're kind of looking at you like, I'm bored, I'm lost, I don't want to do this anymore, or if they kind of get way off the track. Then it's something as simple as, so if it was hidden over here and he just wasn't finding it, I would simply just walk and stand in this area to encourage him to come be over here. If he still was having trouble, I might just take my hand and hit the box, and then that'll get him really focused there. But again, that's only if you feel like they're losing interest and they're kind of done. Something fun, like even just hiding it here in the dog crate, the dog kennel, that can be really scary for some dogs and push them to build their confidence to go into the kennel to find the treat. So then after this, if anybody that wants to do it can just line up over here, and I'll just give everybody one quick run at hiding it and running the show. I usually keep them out between 15 and 20 minutes, and then they're exhausted. So you can see he totally caught the scent there. And what I also find interesting is when they find it and it's right in front of their eyes, but they're still sniffing for it, which shows they're not looking for it. They're totally smelling for it. Okay, anybody want to hide one? Here you go.
I just take one out.
Yeah. You can keep the whole thing for putting it back, and then we'll just pass it on to the next person.
Do they smell it in there? Should I shut it?
Yeah. And if he ever, and that's a good question. Sometimes you feel like they're smelling them on you. If they ever look at you like, I know you have hot dogs, just give them an arms closed or a turn your back on them, or, just. And something, once they're really great at this, you can bring in things from home, which is awesome. Like shoes are fantastic. Anything that smells like home that's a different prop, I wouldn't recommend that until after a couple of months, until they're solid on the boxes. But I used to do shoes with Comet all the time and it was awesome. I know. Come on. I know, it's a little unfair because I'm here, but that's awesome. And that makes me so proud that he did that with somebody else. That just shows that he knows the game. So maybe let's just have one more person do it and then maybe we'll get a new dog out. And often I forget where I hide it. So don't feel bad. My brain is always in a million places. So I will hide something and go get the dog and be like, where did I just hide that hot dog? And that's when I have to truly rely on them to find it because I'm like, I can't help you. And I will say, as much as you feel kind of detached from it during the process, this bonds you like nothing else. When I first took Comet out, I had no idea what to do with him. He just was interested in nothing. And he was my very first nose work dog. And I swear that's the only reason that we are as tight as we are is because of this kind of work. So even though you may feel like, oh, I'm not really interacting, like you're really establishing a tight bond with your dog. Good boy. All right, I think we'll retire you for the day. I think you've had a very busy morning. So I think I just want to really quick before we move inside, we'll pare all this down to like 5 to 10 boxes and go get a brand new dog that has never done it before. It's going to be a little bit crazy and kind of it'll seem like we're not really doing much with them, but it's just to get them to connect the idea that, oh, there's food in the boxes. Just to show you how to start from scratch with the dog. Does anybody have a dog they would love to try or get out that has never tried it before?